Okay, so you might say to yourself, well, is this just a new way to manipulate the story, to manipulate the emotion, to manipulate the negativity that's coming up in life? It's a little bit more than that. Perspective and story is a huge part of this. How you perceive it makes a huge difference in terms of the options that are available to you, and the openness with which you can come at it, the creativity that it's going to give you to turn something out in a better way. But it's not just that. This is not just manipulating something or telling yourself just a different story. It's a complete reorientation to how life works. A lot of people think you're born, you live, you die. You know, stuff happens. You're just lucky to get through the bad stuff and do the best you can. Put your head down, force your way through life and get it done. Well, I'm here to say we're in a different era now. We are not in the 20th century anymore, you know. And it's so very different now. Life is full of such opportunities, and people today don't want to drag into work for 20 years in the same job and doing the same thing. You know, my father was that way. He went in and worked on a TV line when he was a kid, and he did the same thing every day, and as a result, my dad died when he was 54 years old and lived a lot of stress, I have to say. And yet, I think today, life is more exciting. There are more opportunities for us. We do not want to come at our lives like that. We don't want to live trapped by what we would call negative emotions or bad emotions. We want to live in the exhilaration of the opportunities and the potential that life holds for us. You want to get excited about what your life holds. You don't want to get to the end of it and look back and think, oh my gosh, I wasted so much of my life. I wish I had done. Do you know, that was one of the things that put me on the path in the first place. It was actually the day that my dad died. I sat down and looked and said, you know what? If I died tomorrow, how would I feel about my life? And I realized that it wasn't very fulfilling, that there was something so missing. And from that moment, I put myself on the path, the pathway to potential, as I've been calling it. I put myself on the path for a different life. And today, that was 30 years ago, today, oh my gosh, I am so fulfilled. I live my life in such a state of grace and creation and possibility and fulfillment and enrichment. I meet the most fabulous people. I do the most amazing work. I am constantly creating something new. If I went tomorrow, I would say this was a fabulous, well-lived life. And I want that for everybody. I want that for you. I want you to be able to say, I love my life. I love my job. I love what I do. I create new things. I make a difference. I fulfill my potential, and I help other people to fulfill theirs. And I think that takes an orientation, a reorientation to life. I don't think we can walk around and think it's got to be the same old, same old. We got to follow the old traditions. We got to do the same old things. We got to relate to emotions as bad things. We have to find a new way through all of this. And that's what I call a new paradigm. And that means the stories you tell yourself, the way you relate to your emotions, what you bring to your daily living, it's how you show up, it's who you believe you are, it's all of it. You have to come at life from a brand new way, and that orientation to potential has to be on the top of that list. Because if it's not, you're just going to do what everybody else has done before you, and same old, and you'll get to the end and you will go, was that a life well lived? I want you to say yes to that question.